The bone that's like the shelf that holds the eyeball in got crushed. Oh my.
Legacy is earned, and I don't think anything could be more fitting when you talk about Canelo Alvarez.
He's a good technical fighter.
All these shots, the hardest thing to do in the ring.
He's a solid boxer. You know, he can fight with you, but he likes to box. He's a small, cerebral guy. He's good. He's really good.
I don't know if Kirkley would have been able to get up under his own power after that.
In the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Canelo Alvarez challenges Dmitry Bivol for the WBA light heavyweight championship of the world.
I have enough to win this fight. I believe it. I'm confident and I'm ready.
Bivol is not a faded light heavyweight. He is a young, strong, unbeaten, hungry light heavyweight world champion.
I'm the champion in light heavyweight division. He's from another division. I just believe in my skills.
For Canelo, it's nothing new, business as usual, and another champ to add to his long list of world champions he has defeated. Bivol is a top 2 to 3 guy at 175 and remains an intriguing opponent for Canelo. The challenge for Bivol winning this fight is his lack of offensive output and inexperience. Despite holding a title, Bivol's never really faced a genuine champion. He won a vacant belt, and has a habit of being inactive from an offensive point of view.
No, he's a good fighter. I saw him, I watching him like 3 fights, last 3 fights, and he's a good fighter. He's counter punch, he's strong, and he knows what doing in the ring. So, but I like it. He's the second in the division.
Second in the division, 100%.
The early rounds and the late rounds is the key to this fight. Can Bivol get those early rounds in the bag? And can he survive the later rounds? Also, can Canelo keep him on the ropes? Because if he can, then it's gonna be a long night when those body shots start coming in for Bivol.
It's that stage in somebody's career where there's so much belief in what they're doing that nobody's in front of him. And it's not that Bivol's not a bad fighter. He's a world champion. He's a great fighter. But Canelo's on a different level right now.
So many Mexican folkers, they don't respect Canelo. They say they gave everything for free. Could you explain these idiots? What is Canelo?
Canelo is a tremendous fighter. He is well schooled. He has a lot of skills. And right now, he is one of the top, if not the top, pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I mean, what do they want from Canelo? He showed technical ability.
Back on the jab. Lots of jabs, nothing landed.
He's shown firepower. He's shown a big heart. I mean, he's shown everything that a top fighter is expected to show. So anybody who's involved in boxing who is not a hater, and I'm not a hater, has to admire Canelo Alvarez. You talk to these fighters, whether they're Mexican or whether they're African American, they have tremendous respect for Canelo Alvarez. So if there's people out there who don't like him for whatever reason, that's on them. I just think he's terrific and he's very good for boxing.
Canelo, the reigning pound-for-pound king, and arguably the biggest attraction in the sport. Canelo became the first undisputed super middleweight champion in boxing history with a previously unbeaten Caleb Plant.
Take him out right now, Alvarez. Plant has to find a way to hold on, to try and stifle him.
He's also the 6th fighter to carry all 4 major world titles in a single division, as well as the first Mexican fighter to be recognized as the undisputed champion. With his victory over Plant, Canelo now has won 16 major world titles across 4 different weight classes. He has defeated 17 former world champions and holds victories over 3 former top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in Shane Mosley, Gennady Golovkin, and Sergey Kovalev. His only loss was to one of the greatest boxers of all time, back when he was just 23 years old and failed to get the job done in a majority decision loss to Floyd Mayweather. Canelo will most likely not be hyper-aggressive versus Bivol. He's more likely going to do what he always does against large opponents, counterpunch. Can Bivol impose his size and weight advantage and not get picked apart? The reason that Canelo slows things down is because he makes you pay for everything you do.
Bivol, when I sparred him, you know, he was really just doing the 1-2. You know, I think with Canelo, he's gonna time that, but he can't get too careless and let that 1-2 get through. It's a strong 1-2, but I feel like, you know, he's gonna end up countering. He's gonna end up timing him with something, and you know, he leaves like you seen when I sparred him. You know, body wide open, and you know, throw combinations, those land in there. So
well, I think he's a good fighter, Bivol. I give him all the props in the world, but you know, I think Canelo is really special, and I don't think Bivol has the power to hurt Canelo. And if you can't hurt Canelo, I can't see how he's gonna beat him.
Bivol is a hungry lion, no? Bivol is a hungry lion, strong fighter, and I think he's in his prime. And I think he's gonna be the toughest opponent that Canelo is gonna meet, because this guy right here is, you know, his style is gonna make Canelo think. You know, he's gonna keep Canelo on his toes.
Yeah.
Bivol prepares really well. He's a very disciplined fighter. He's a strong fighter, and also he's a solid 175 pounder. You know, Bivol is the only fighter in the division that has the biggest chance, you know, of beating Canelo. You know, but he's gonna have a little bit of problems trying to figure out Bivol because of his style. Bivol has a unique style. You know, in and out. He uses his jab a lot, and you know, he's unpredictable. That's what makes him dangerous.
Look, Bivol can make things interesting. Strong jab, strong foundation, great footwork, fights well off the back foot. We know that the jab can disrupt the timing of a counterpuncher. Canelo likes to use the high guard, walk guys down. You know, he's slow with it, you know, consistent, steady with his approach. He looks to wear guys out, you know, physically, one with his presence, another with just blocking a lot of their punches, letting them gas out a bit, letting them move, and then he looks for the kill shot later in the fight. I'm noticing a pattern with Canelo doing that. And then when he does counterpunch, it's vicious. So he takes a lot out of you that way as well. Defensively, allowing you to punch on him, you know, blocking shots, then he's hitting you at the same time. So, no, I feel that the last fight, Canelo, he found the key, you know, and you saw it in the fight early on in this fight against Murata. Murata was going down to the bottom, you pushing him back, you know, so that's what Canelo's gonna do. He's gonna press forward. He's a lot more slippery than Murata, and he's gonna be landing shots, his kill shots over the top, right hands, left hooks, whatever. And he's gonna set him up. And I think conditioning-wise, Canelo's at his peak right now too. He's fighting at his peak, man. I see him stopping him, bro. And if he doesn't stop him, he's gonna hurt him. He's gonna hurt him really bad. You know, in later rounds for sure. What about down to the body? What about down?
Right now, my head is leaning toward. I mean, it depends on how the fight goes. If the fight is outside, I like Bivol. If the fight happens inside, I like Canelo. So whoever can go out and make their presence known and fight their fight will win the fight.
Not saying he's gonna connect with Canelo, but he has a nasty one too. It's a different weight class for Canelo. Probably nothing that Canelo's. It's nothing new for him. But I think it's gonna be a great fight. I do see Canelo just outboxing him.
He's a tricky dude, man.
Tricky dude, but he's very solid, very tight. And Canelo likes guys like that. You can pick him off. Like, you could really pick him off. Yeah. I mean, he did it with Callum Smith. Even though Callum Smith was tall, but he was boxed up like this to the point where Canelo just went around, clipped him, brought him down. So